Cafe anyway.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Here we are at Cafe Anyway, and I have a special guest here. Oh, but first we have to sing the song that goes, Mike's Daily Podcast. This is Mike's Daily Podcast. We have a special guest today. Why are my levels so low? They're so low, I can't even see them. That's okay though, because our special guest today, what's your name?
My name is Nate, and I'm on Mike's Daily Podcast. It's my favorite show. I listen to it all day while I work with Mike.
Oh.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
How awesome is that? Nate, that's great.
They used to call me Nate the Great when
Mike's Daily
Wait, you were singing?
Podcast.
I was singing and you were talking over my singing.
Yeah!
They
Okay.
used to call me Nate the Great in high school. And then I became something else I can't say on this show.
That's beautiful.
Thanks.
Nate has listened to the show for a while, and he also does a podcast, so I'm like very honored that a fellow podcaster appreciates my show. Tell us about your podcast, Nate the Great.
Well, podcasters got to stick together. My show is called the 415 Podcast. It's on the Niners Nation NFL 49ers Network. So if you like the 49ers, come give it a listen. Subscribe to the feed. It's a lot of fun, except when the Niners don't win. Then it's not as fun.
So will your podcast be on, will you be making it when football season's over?
Yes, it's a year-round football podcast. It happens every single week on Tuesdays. So if you like Mike's Daily Podcast and you also like the NFL, primarily the 49ers, then come listen to my show.
All right, we're going to stop the tape to see if any of this recorded. Hold on. Oh, here we go. Okay, now it's recording. Hey, that's not going to make any sense to the listeners. That's
okay.
A really expensive microphone you're using there. Look at that.
I wish I had one of these at home. It'd probably make my podcast sound a lot better.
What are you using now at home?
Cheap $80 microphone I bought at Best Buy.
Oh, well, look what it is.
And here's today's podcast picture.
Today's podcast picture is going to be me and Mike wearing masks at our job. Because we have to wear masks at our job.
Okay.
We're going to take a picture together with masks.
All right, you want to do it now?
I don't have my mask with me,
I don't
so
have
no.
it. I mean, we're at Cafe Anyway is where we are, and we have our masks on all the time.
Yeah. We have our masks on all the time because that's what you have to do in California because those are the rules. And we would never break those rules. Not even for a podcast.
Guess who? Why are you saying these things on my podcast? Hey, look whose birthday it is today. It's Basil's birthday. He would have been 12 today.
That'd be an old dog.
Yeah, it's boxers, man. They don't live that long because they got they're so jolly and goofy, and then their bodies just run down, and they've been all those years of breeding and stuff. It's tough. It's sort of like Arnold Schwarzenegger. All those years of breeding to make him the Terminator. He just can't. When you watch
He still lifts.
He does. And I watched that movie he had on Netflix that came out fairly recently. He looked like he was still pumping the iron. Is that what they say?
He's probably pumped more iron over the last 2 years than I have in my entire life.
Did you do a movie review? So what Nate used to do when he was on the radio up in Seattle was he would do it like a review of an 80s movie every week?
So we would review old sports movies from like a younger kid perspective. So I was like 25 at the time.
Uh-huh.
And all the dudes I worked with were in their like 40s and their 50s. And so they would do like, I watched like, I've seen The Sandlot before, so that wasn't one of them. But one of them I watched was like Slapshot. Or what's the golf movie?
The guy, Bagger Vance or something?
Yeah, what's it called? Caddyshack.
Caddyshack, that's a different one, yeah.
Caddyshack. I watched Caddyshack for the first time. And I remember watching it, I was like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever watched in my entire life.
Personally, I don't think it holds up.
It's real stupid.
A lot of those 80s, early 80s, late 70s movies, I'm sorry, I'm going to part with a lot of you, but I do not, and I'm much older than Nate, and I'm just like saying, Nate, you didn't miss anything in those movies.
You know what 80s movie does hold up, though?
Not Star Wars? Wait, that's not.
The Breakfast Club!
Hey!
Don't you
forget about me.
There we go.
Nate really enjoyed my rant about the Simple Minds. Simple Minds had that big song, and I went on and on and on about it, didn't I? Because they have...
You sung like 4 different songs.
I'm not going to do it here.
I'm not either.
Okay, let's get into important topics. These are really important topics, okay? So these are the topics. Thank you very much. TikTok, do you ever use it?
So I'm 29, and most of the people on TikTok are either 18 or 22. And every time that I open TikTok, I see... I mean, 18 isn't underage, but it's close to. An underage girl dancing in not a lot of clothes, and it's a little awkward, so I do not use TikTok.
I had no idea. I really didn't.
It's a weird app, and it's definitely not for old people. And every time I open it, I'm like, closing this thing again.
Whoa. Do you feel like you've just proven my point that TikTok should not be used by anyone ever? But I mean, what would be the benefits? I guess so. It's for young people. They've got this, and they use it to talk to each other. And I guess they bought all the tickets up for Trump's big rally in Oklahoma. And he's like, where is everybody? I thought everybody was showing up. Nobody's here.
So many people all here for me. So many people. They're supposed to be here to watch me talk about things and how great I am. The front seat, the front row. Nobody was there. That's not fair to me. You have to come see me when I'm doing my show.
Wow, you could replace him. Just go up there and you'd be... So here's the thing, though, that I do agree that there is something odd about WeChat, which he banned TikTok and WeChat, which at this point, we don't really know how this is all going to happen because you get apps from Google Play or Amazon, and they're like kind of at this point both saying, what? You want us to do what? We're just here to make money. But I downloaded WeChat to talk to my former roommate who moved to Hong Kong, and it destroyed my phone. It literally, smoke came out of the sides.
That's impressive.
And went, we will self-destruct in 2... We're going outside a cafe anyway right now.
It's outside. I like it out here.
It's nice to smoke.
It's quiet outside.
What were you singing there?
That was Hamilton.
Oh, I thought you were doing Simple Minds.
No. Have you ever seen Hamilton?
No. I just know that Alexander Hamilton.
You need to watch Hamilton with you and your lady friend.
I will watch it.
It is so good.
Is it on Disney Plus?
Yes,
okay.
Absolutely. It is like probably one of the best musicals of all time.
But don't you...
That's
just
not in
you
there.
wait.
Just you wait. Alexander Hamilton. Yeah, that's where you were right.
He's Puerto Rican.
He is Puerto Rican. That's true.
So's my lovely lady friend. Hey, there's Russ.
He's at the cafe anyway, too.
Look, everybody's here today.
I mean, it is the last place on earth.
You've listened to the show.
Many a times. You know, one thing I'll say about TikTok is what the kids use it for is to get something called clout. And clout is when you become famous on the internet.
Oh.
And so a lot of like kids who are much younger than me have become very famous, more famous than I will ever become, through their clout that they get on TikTok.
Oh, so they must hate Trump now because he's taking their...
They can't vote. He's good. Most of the children don't like him, but they can't vote, so he's fine.
Wow, you took away my TikTok.
I mean, when they get older, yeah, he'll be... apparently, he's the most healthy man in the world, so maybe he won't be dead. I don't know.
I hope he comes out with a health book that we could read and help us to be as healthy as him.
I know. I strive to be healthy every day, and he is just like looking at him, you know, on the TV in that lady's house down there at Cafe Anyway. You know, looking at it's just crazy how fit he is. Like, man, I'm 29 and I couldn't even dream of being that fit. And his hair is so full, it's not a wig at all.
Okay, we're doing a little thing called sarcasm, everybody. It's kind of fun. You should try it. Hey, Nate, you did lose a lot of weight. Hey, that rhymed. And Nate's great. He lost a lot of weight. What was your way of losing weight? As we sometimes talk about health here at Cafe Anyway and Mike's Daily Podcast.
I've listened to a lot of your shows and I haven't talked about health before, but I lost weight through intermediate fasting.
We're going to start today. We're starting today talking about health. You fast? You fasted?
Yes. So basically the way that works is you eat your lunch at 12.
Mm-hmm.
And then you don't eat a bunch of snacks and nasty stuff. You don't really drink soda. You have your dinner before 8 o'clock.
Okay.
And then you don't eat again until 12 again. And that's how you work every single day. And I mean, I shed pounds. I was 300 pounds.
You're basically following a saying that I have heard old people tell me. And they say, in the morning, eat like a king. In the afternoon, eat like a, what's in between a king and a pauper?
Peasant.
A peasant. And then at night, eat like a pauper. Wait, isn't a pauper a peasant?
Just say queen.
So eat like a king, then a queen, and then like...
No, eat like a king, then a peasant, then a queen.
Well, they're saying at night you should eat the less.
Oh, really?
Least. Yeah.
I just kind of eat whatever I want when it comes to lunch and dinner. And then I kind of just gave up breakfast because I was working 12 to 7 every day at my old job, and I kind of just got used to not eating breakfast, so it wasn't as hard. But portion control is important, not eating a lot. That's very important if you're trying to lose weight.
And I think, yeah, that's what I got to try to do. Stop eating a whole bunch.
I mean, we're in the last place on Earth, and we're probably the fittest people here.
Do you know that portion control, one thing that can help with that is, have you heard of that mindfulness when you eat? Like really enjoying your food, not scarfing it and going really fast, but like enjoying every bite. My mom is big on that, and she's 80. So, I mean, at least maybe I'll get to 80 if I do that.
Honestly, I scarf down my food. I'm not going to lie to you. But I only eat twice a day, so when I eat like an idiot.
You're young. I think young people, I've watched young people just tear apart like a whole chicken and just eat it.
Young people also don't eat fruits or veggies, and so they get problems as they get older.
Yes. Yeah, and then you start to
get old.
Look who's here.
Hello, Mike Matthews. It's Chely Shoehart, gift shop supervisor. Oh my God, who's that?
That's Nate.
Hi, Nate. Oh my God, do you go to like dating websites and stuff?
I can't understand a word she says.
I was watching this show. Oh, I've been watching this TV show called How to Get Away with Murder with Viola Davis.
Oh, we're finally talking about this.
I have not talked about this yet. I have so much to say about this show. I'm going to stop watching it for one thing, because I'm sick and tired. I'm sick and I'm tired of all these TV shows that every episode ends with a cliffhanger. And this show, and I hate ending my sentences with an uptick, like I'm a millennial. But
it's okay. You do a podcast, and you're basically halfway there.
You're a millennial, and I've not heard you do that. So I take back what I just said about millennials talking. And some millennials, and their statements with right.
Yep.
Do you identify as a Gen Xer?
I'm 1990.
I think you're
still a millennial.
I think you're a millennial.
Well, I'm a cool millennial, so whatever.
But I'm tired of these shows that end with the cliffhangers, and that's what it is. They treat us like we're addicts. These shows like How I Murdered You. Wait, what is it called?
It's called How I Married Your Mother. With Murder.
How I Met Your Mother.
I don't even watch the show.
How I Murdered Your Mother is what it's called.
I don't think that's what it's called.
With Viola Davis. And there's a girl on that show who's sort of this, she's like the epicenter of the show because she's young and she may have murdered somebody or we don't know. And she talks so fast. Whenever she says her lines, she zips. And I don't know, just like you, Chely Shoehart.
Oh my God, you guys are rude. I'm out of here.
I'll have to apologize to her later.
I'll have to jump off the edge of the building because there's no one else here.
Look who else is here. Whoa, Mike, this is Floyd the Floorman. And this is John Deere, the engineer. Hello, Nate. Are you going to be an engineer someday?
I'm not going to be an engineer anytime soon.
Why are you talking like that? It doesn't make any sense.
Because that's how you talk.
Are you trying to emulate me? Do you know what the word emulate
I'm making
means?
fun of all your friends. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Mike's friends. Do your engineer thing. You're a great engineer, John Deere.
This is how I talk. Why are you making fun of me? That's not very nice.
I make fun of everybody. Ask Mike.
Mike, why won't you say anything? Because I don't know. I'm a
dumb millennial. It's okay.
It's all right. I think everyone's feelings were hurt, but people will learn to live. Anyway, next show it'll be the wonderful Madame Rutabaga, Valentino, and Bison Bentley. Thank you for listening, and thank you for being on, Nate.
Of course.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at mikesdailypodcast.com. Email Mike now at mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye.
And that was FF episode 2024. That's right, 2024. Oh, wait. No, it's 2124. My gosh. I've done a lot of shows. 2124. You can find out all about this podcast and listen to all 2,124 FF episodes at mikesdailypodcast.com. Lots of numbers.